Hello, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading for you for the new moon in Aries. From the Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards, this new moon in Aries instructs us to go for it. Of course, a new moon is a time for planting those seeds of intention, putting those manifestations and wishes out into the universe. So this card reads, New Moon in Aries, go for it. This card heralds good news, opportunities abound, and the outlook is positive. Go through the doors that are opening up to you. There's every reason to believe you'll create what you want, even if you feel a long way from your goal. Keep going and be courageous. Chase your dreams with childlike enthusiasm and expect your desires to be satisfied. Don't sit around making plans. Take action. This is crucial. Chase your goal, believe in divine timing. In love, make the first move if you dare. Financially, be proactive. Be determined, be driven. Take action. Ditch the faint-heartedness. This is especially a good card if you need more courage and determination. You can call in Archangel Ariel, who's associated with spring and is wonderful to appeal to when you need courage. You see the red jaspers on my table here. These are also a great thing to use to call in the energy of the planet Mars, which guides the sign of Aries. Your manifestation affirmation for this period: I am on the right track. Soon I will... ... Whatever that means for you, Leo. Maybe that's what you're finding out right now. I am on the right track. Soon I will... ... You fill in the blank. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Leo at this time, please? Messages for Leo for the new moon in Aries, or whenever this message finds them. Thank you, Spirit. 3 cards for Leo. Your first card out is the number 2, the Akashic Library. The second card is the 2 of Scrolls, 2 worlds. The next card is the 4 of Roses, Views of the Ego. And on the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Keys. Likens to the Queen of Pentacles. Ultimately, the message of this card is stability, abundance, possibly a strong feminine presence, male or female, in your life. Could be you, Leo. The first card out for you, the number 2, the Akashic Library. This is a very important message in your reading, since this is a major arcana in the Akashic Tarot. Inside a great library, you can see candles cast aglow upon the books in the tall shelves. A sage sits thoughtfully with an open book on his table and a pen in his hand. Sometimes this card can indicate writing or publishing, but this card can also symbolize a new initiation, an ability for you to manifest a new life in every way, Leo. You've moved deeper into the Akashic records and to a higher self-awareness. Further investigation may be required, but you have a better understanding now of your old motives and new purposes. This is a time of heightened intuition as well as greater self-creation. During this phase, all you have to do is add a little conscious effort, and you can write new records into the Akasha. Today, you can get started by writing one simple declaration about the future you wish to create, and then repeat it to yourself often. Decide one thing that you can do to make this happen, and then do it. Anything can happen now, Leo. The breadth of the landscape before you rests solely on the scope of your imagination and your will to own it. This card indicates that a book will bring a message to you. Open any book that compels you to do so. Let it fall open to any page and read a passage or a word there. Reflect on that word or those words throughout your day. Determine if a relationship in your life is linked to that, and don't assume that it's the one that's most urgent to you. The Akashic forces are always active in every part of your life, and your books are actually a part of the Akashic library as well. The Akashic force for this card is to close your eyes and envision yourself stepping into the most beautiful and serene of all ancient libraries. Imagine yourself taking a book from the shelf and opening it to a page. Notice the first word that comes to you. What does it tell you? How does it make you feel? Remember to visit this mystical library often, Leo, and tap into this expansive wisdom that is yours forever. If you're not familiar with the Akashic Records, look it up on YouTube, because it is a font of information that is far more than I can explain in this short video. But obviously, if you're watching this, you must have some interest in it. Two of Scrolls, two worlds. Surrounded by a spinning wheel and baskets of wool, we see a beautiful woman, worried and tired, gazing at the embers in the fireplace. She's worked very hard for the coins that are gathered on the table. The window behind her looks out to a Buddhist monastery high in the mountains. I'm going to zoom in on this a bit because it has relevance in this message. When you receive this card, there's a conflict in your life between the outer world and what it requires of you, and how your own spirit is directing you, Leo. You may actually have had a number of past lives where you wanted to focus on your spiritual growth, and therefore you joined a monastery or some type of religious movement to do so, then missing the wonders that the secular world could offer, such as love, family, and financial success, you chose the secular world exclusively in your next incarnation. Yet this didn't offer you the spiritual focus that you also sought. Because of this, it's likely that you bounced back and forth from the monistic to the personal in a number of incarnations, and through a number of different faiths. You are now again experiencing a polarity between a fully self-realized spiritual experience and personal success in your day-to-day life. It is often felt as though you have to let one go in order to embrace the other. This push-pull feeling will continue until you learn to bring your spiritual self to every situation in your personal life, Leo. It's time to replace worry with trust and integrate your eternal truth with your temporal reality. If you have a job or you're in a relationship that pull you from your spirit, you must deal with it or possibly leave it. Who you are forever is who you are right now, Leo. Let nothing impede that power. When you own that power, absolute self-realization in both worlds will elude you no longer. I understand this message and how tough it can be, because I live it every day as well, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And when I hear that message, I can feel you almost shouting, how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to bring my spiritual being to my everyday? But even if it's as simple as taking 10 seconds, Leo, to breathe, and you're a fire sign, I know you hear me. I know you hear me. I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. It is impossible, it seems, to just take 10 seconds to stop and breathe sometimes, and remember the spiritual being that is within you. Just take 10 seconds to remember that you are in a sacred form, which is your body in this world, but you have a foot in the other world, because all these things in this world that we can't understand, can be felt and touched and somehow understood through our spiritual beings. Close your eyes and say to yourself, the divine thrives in my daily world. Then see the God of your understanding stand beside you. See yourself walking through your life in this great company, handling everything that comes your way. You're strong and powerful anyway, Leo, but that's an awesome message. To see yourself walking through your life in this great company, which is the God of your understanding, is also yourself as the divine being that you are. God is within you. You are the image of God, so see yourself walking through your life, handling everything that comes your way. The next card out for you, Leo, is the number 4 of roses, views of the ego. And roses in the Akashic Tarot correspond to cups and the traditional Rider-Waite to some degree. Three people stand together before a full-length mirror. The man in the center gazes keenly at himself, and it seems his reflection is looking back with a superior air. His is the sole reflection to be seen in the mirror. This card shows that there may be a thoughtless, selfish person in your life, whether in a family, love, or business relationship. This person only makes plans in terms of how they affect him or her, and they are very self-absorbed and selfish. You may have lingered too long, repeatedly giving them chances, even though you haven't received much in return, Leo. You've tolerated this person because you kept hoping things would get better, or perhaps you've been afraid to step away. You're called now to be aware this person is unlikely to change, and you may be delaying the inevitable. Take an honest look in your mirror and see how staying in this relationship affects your future. Imagine yourself looking into a mirror, and all you see reflected there is the God within you. Take a moment to sense that truth. Let this part of you be reflected in everything you think and do. And every time you look into an actual mirror, see your divine self there. That's pretty incredible just from those Akashic Tarot messages. 2 messages of seeing your divine self, walking with the divine God of your understanding, and your divine self. Of course, it's not an egotistical thing at all, Leo. It's not an egotistical thing at all. And of course, you all are smart enough to know that. You're dealing with someone who is selfish right now, and perhaps that's part of what's making you feel like you're pulled between 2 worlds. Our responsibilities in our day-to-day lives can take over, and our responsibilities can cause us to remain in situations at times where we know that it is not right. We've been shown that there is another way that we need to be on, or traveling another path that we need to be on, and it's difficult. It's difficult. So perhaps it's time you're being instructed to realize that someone in your life is not about to change, and you need to start seeing yourself for the divine being that you are, Leo, and seeing your worth. So whatever interests you, as the Akashic Library card instructed, whatever interests you, find a book, find a video, let that sink in, how that resonates with you. If there is a book that you want to let it fall open to a certain page and read a passage from there and let it go with you throughout your day, and how it is associated with someone in your life, do that. Even if it's a scripture, if it's an affirmation. For the new moon in Aries, go for it. The affirmation was, I am back on track, or I am on track, and I am ready to do, is that what it was? Soon I will, ... I am on the right track. Soon I will, ... Whatever that means to you. Soon I will learn about things I want to learn about. Soon I will experience the divine within me, and as part of my daily routine, as part of my daily acceptance, acknowledging the divine and seeing the divine within you every time you look back in the mirror, appreciating who you are, Leo. Appreciating who you are. It's the divine sacred form that you are. I'm going to pull a card for you from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Spirit and angel guides, thank you for these beautiful messages for Leo. For the new moon in Aries. What is the Shaman's Dream Oracle message for Leo for this new moon in Aries period, or for whenever this message finds them? Thank you, Spirit and angel guides. One card for Leo. Number 27 reduces to a 9. Heart, home, compassion. Heart, home. Beautiful cards for you, Leo. Love in its truest form, compassion. When you begin to feel like you do not belong anywhere, it's time to make your way back to your heart home. This is your true home. You're being called back to the quiet place where your soul resides. Put everything on hold for a short while. You are being offered the experience of love in its purest form, unconditional and unbounded. This is not the love you must work hard to earn or barter for. Drop into your heart space and rest there for a breath or two. Replace the judgment of yourself and others with compassion. Really, it is that easy when the heart home shows up. There is no need to forgive anyone for anything. None of it occurred in spiritual truth. It is only your belief in that story that makes it so powerful. Allow your love to wash clean all those impressions. If somebody's being selfish with you, it's hard to turn the other cheek sometimes, Leo, but maybe that's what you're being called to do right now. Because all you're doing is putting another jewel in your crown. If you understand what that means, you're just bringing good karma on yourself. And empty yourself of all judgment and preconceptions, and allow Spirit to fill you with the sweet nectar of peace. When your heart home shows up, it is imperative that you heed its call, lest the universe orchestrate a way to bring you back to yourself that is of a harsher nature. So, at this time, there is no need to forgive anyone for anything, Leo. None of it occurred in spiritual truth. That's not minimizing what you may have been through in your life or what someone has put you through. But in spiritual truth, in our divine beings, in our higher selves, we don't care what's happened to us in these bodies, as difficult as that may be to grasp. It is only your belief in a story that makes it so powerful. So maybe stop thinking about those things. And no, don't stop thinking about it. Think of other things that make you happy. What brings you joy? What do you want to learn about? What interests you? Is it of a spiritual nature? If so, that is so powerful. But if you believe that you're well and blessed, you will be. If you believe that you're poor and stressed, you will be. It is only your belief in a story that makes it so powerful, Leo. Allow your love to wash clean all those impressions. Empty yourself of all judgment and preconceptions, and allow Spirit to fill you with the sweet nectar of peace. The sweet nectar of peace. That's the most divine gift, isn't it? Besides true love. The sweet nectar of peace. I'm going to pull a card for you now from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Spirits and Angel Guides. What is the Work Your Light Oracle message for Leo, please, for this time? Work Your Light Oracle message, please, for Leo at this time. Thank you so much for these messages. Work Your Light Oracle message for Leo for this new moon in Aries period. I knew it was going to be boundaries. This card keeps coming out, Leo. This card keeps coming out. So you're being called to establish boundaries somewhere in your life. Look at how everyone's grasping for her there. So this is an inquiry card. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? You're being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends and family or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous, and you're left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand, and you're able to give freely. If you're not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you're saying yes when you really mean no, you likely are needing something from someone else. Ask yourself what part of you needs something from them. It could be approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. It's okay, Leo. It happens to us all. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your gut. Those gut feelings tune you into that space of deciding what's okay for you and what you'll accept and what you won't. And there's nothing wrong with that. What is your gut feeling trying to communicate with you, and where in your life do you need to establish clearer boundaries? Those are awesome messages for you, Leo. It can be really difficult to establish clear boundaries, to even set boundaries with people that we love sometimes, because we want to do things for people. We want to be things for people and take care of people that we love. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, you have to set some clear boundaries. And especially if you're dealing with people, who may be a little selfish right now. it's important for you to set those boundaries and have compassion for yourself as well as for others. You shouldn't be expected to be perfect. You should, have compassion for yourself the same way you do other people. We're a lot kinder to others than we are ourselves a lot of the time. So set those boundaries as a way to preserve your energy, to preserve your light, Leo, and to protect your heart home. And you can do it with compassion. You can do it with compassion. I'm going to pull a card for you from the Chakra Wisdom cards now. This is not an oracle deck, but it's just a deck to help us get in touch with our chakras, and maybe there's some areas that you want to focus a little more on right now during this new moon time. What is the Chakra Wisdom card for Leo, please? 5th chakra, throat chakra. Expressing my feelings. I allow my emotions to be fully experienced. I acknowledge feelings of grief, anger, or fear, and I make a conscious effort to express my emotions or resolve them within myself so that I can move forward freely. I let the unconditional love experienced in my heart be expressed through my voice and my creativity. Wow. Wow, Leo. Expressing through your voice and your creativity. I let those close to me know how much I love and care for them. I forgive all those who have done me wrong in the past, as well as forgiving myself, as I could not have responded in a more evolved way than I was able to at the time. You've got to have compassion for yourself too and set those boundaries, Leo. Forgive all those who have done you wrong, as well as forgiving yourself. Those are absolutely awesome messages for you for this full moon, for this new moon in Aries, Leo. Maybe you're going to be seeing something wonderful with regard to this come to fruition by the full moon in Aries. So whatever you're doing right now, go for it, Leo. Go for it. Get in touch with that spirit within, and remember the most important thing, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Love yourself and set those boundaries. It's a healthy way to live. I thank you so much for joining me today, Leo. I really hope that you liked this reading and that it resonated with you. If you liked it, please reach out right now and hit that like and subscribe button for me. And I will see you next time. Enjoy your new moon in Aries period and the rest of your spring. Love and light.